Alvin Faraz, and to evaluate him, I would like to invite Toastmaster.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Ali Sharanjam. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Alvin Faraz. He's the same person who gave us such a wonderful jerk, really lightened up the meeting earlier today. He's giving a speech from the Pathway Presentation Mastery, and this is from Level 1, Project 2. The title of the speech is Grass Seems Greener on the Other Side of the Fence. And the purpose of the speech is for TM Alvin Faraz to learn basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech. So, ladies and gents, please help me welcome TM Alvin Faraz. And the speech timer note is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you.
Let me quickly confirm. Thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. Let me quickly confirm if you can hear my voice.
Yes, you're perfectly audible.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's begin. In the beginning of my speech, I would like to ask you a rhetorical question. What would you do if you found a magic lamp? Would you ask for a pretty princess to marry just like Aladdin did? Would you ask to be a prince just like him? Or would you make the classic mistake of finding or getting 100 more wishes from the genie?
The first one.
I think that is a brilliant response. I think the wishes that we have here are turning us into, they're turning us into endless pits. We are continuously asking and wishing, and we're not happy. This is turning it into a perpetual greed. So let me just share a quick story with you. This story is about a crow, and he had a major problem. He was not happy. Why was he not happy? And let me just explain that to you as well. We all know that crows are black. So this crow, my friends, was not happy with the way he was built. He was not happy because he was black. He was not happy because of his color. So one day, as he was crying under a tree, wiping his, tears with sorrow, one of his tears fell under the tree, and under the tree there was a person, a saint, sleeping. He woke up and he looked up and saw the crow crying and asked him, Mr. Crow, what is your problem? Why are you so upset? Why are you so sad? So the crow told him, what should I do then? Look at my life. Nobody loves me. Everywhere I go, they shoo me away. I am dark. God has given me a dark complexion. I'm not happy with it. How can I be happy? So the saint said, what would you like to be then, if not a crow? The crow responded, I would love to be a parrot. Just look at him. He's so green. He has a beautiful beak, and the collar that is given to him by nature, that is just brilliant. I would kill to become a parrot. I would do anything to become a parrot. So the saint replied, okay, I will do that for you. Not a problem. I can pray to God and he will turn you into a parrot if you want that. But I have a condition. I want you to go and meet the parrot first. So the crow happily obliged. He flew as fast as he could and met the parrot, and he was right then and there surprised and in awe. But let me tell you one more thing. Before he could locate him, he flew over the jungle multiple times and he could not locate a single parrot. And finally, after so much effort, he was able to find the parrot, and he started worshipping him right then and there with his words. He said, oh, Mr. Parrot, what a beautiful creature you are. They call you Mia Mithu and they give you all the good things. You get almonds and fruits, and, even the churi is given to you. So the humans love you. They pet you. Nobody pets me. Wherever I go, I'm hated. I'm shooed away. I'm tortured. You must be so happy. And the parrot said, who told you that? I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. The crow was surprised. Why aren't you happy? And he told him, how many turns you took to find me? How much time did it take you to find me? My color is green, my feathers are green, and it gets so mixed up with this whole tree. I look like a bloody tree and no one can even recognize me. Do you call this happiness? Do you call this life? So the crow was astonished. He was asked, he asked, what do you want then? He said, I would love to be a peacock. And they both flew back to the saint and told them that, could you please turn us into a peacock? Peacock is such a majestic creature. He dances and, people wait for him to dance. And whenever he dances, it rains and people have photographs of him. And he has a rainbow in his feathers. Okay, said the saint, I will turn you into a peacock if you want. But the condition is same. You have to go and meet him first. So they went to him. And they started worshiping again. They started, throwing all the compliments his way. And they were like, oh, Mr. Peacock, what a beautiful, majestic creature you are. Look at your shiny feathers. Look at the rainbow that you have in your feathers. Look at the crown that God has bestowed upon you. You are so pretty. People wait months and days and hours for you just so that you can open up your wings and dance for them. You are so pretty. And you must be so happy, I'm pretty sure. And the reply was same. Who told you that? The peacock was not happy at all. And they were astonished. They asked him, why aren't you happy? And the peacock told them, can you focus and listen to this voice? And they focused and they heard this voice. My dear friends, that voice was actually of the hunter who was approaching them, who was coming closer to them. So the peacock replied, this same hunter killed my father. And right in front of my eyes, as I was watching from a safe distance, he plucked every single feather out of my father's body. He was stripped bare naked. Do you call this life? I'm not even aware that the next second can be my last. I'm breathing, I'm living on installments. This is a credit-worthy life. Do you call this happiness? Is it a reason for happiness? So the crow asked him, who is the happiest then? And the peacock answered, you, my friend, you are the happiest. Look at you, you mingle with the humans and they just shoo you away. You be with them, you stay with them every single day and they do not hunt you down. You have a guarantee, you have a surety, a perpetual surety that you will continue to live. And that is the real cause of happiness. So dear friends, let me just say this one simple thing. Let us not turn our hearts, our bellies into bottomless pits. We must be happy with what we have. So the correct wish to ask is to be happy with our existing qualities, to be happy with what we have, to be happy with our family, our friends, and whatever qualities God has bestowed upon us. With that, Madam President, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, I would like to end my speech. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening to me. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Admin Faraz, for your wonderful speech with a purpose. So now it's time for DTM for DTM. We have as a speaker DTM Sarfraz Nazir, and to evaluate him, we have DTM Sashwe, the second year guest, Mr. English Toastmaster at Pakistan.
Thank you very much. The youngest DTM of Pakistan, Toastmaster Aliya Sharanjum. So, for Toastmaster, master and guest, we are about to have the main event right here because our next speaker will be DTM Sarfaraz Nazir, and he will be delivering a project, understanding your communication style. The purpose of the project is for the member to learn about different communication style and identify his own primary style. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share the impact of his style on On others, the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes, and the speech title is For the Birds. For the Birds, DTM Sarfaraz, DTM Sarfaraz, For the Birds. Over to you.
DTM Sar Shoaib, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. We have heard about various communication styles. The first communication style was that of the caveman. They simply grunted. Now, I was wondering if a caveman gave a speech using his communication style, what would that speech look like? Simply a collection of grunts? We also know the communication styles of cats and dogs. The cats go meow, meow, meaning should I come? The dog says, oh, oh, meaning come. But let me tell you about 3 other communication styles. The first style is the chicken style. Chickens make a lot of noise, but they don't say a whole lot. They are very low-key. They have difficulty making decisions. I worked for a chicken. He was my manager. His name was Rick. He had difficulty communicating what his decision was. Once I was in the process of hiring a new employee. The process was that after placing an advertisement in the local newspaper, the Human Resources Department received applications. They would send those to me. I would go through them, select a few for interviewing. And if the candidate was promising, then I would take that candidate to meet my boss, the chicken Rick. I had the perfect candidate, but before I could tell Human Resources to make an offer to this candidate, one morning, my manager, Rick, comes by with a young female and says, Sarfaraz, can you interview her? The process was reversed. I was wondering, why is the process reversed? Later, I found out that an executive vice president from another company within the same corporation had called the vice president of our human resources and asked him to find a job for her. So instead of human resources contacting me, since I was the hiring manager, they went to my boss, and he was now bringing her to me. We agreed that she was not the perfect candidate, so I did not want to hire her. But the pressure was on. Human Resources wanted to tell that vice president, yes, we found a job. Guess what? I expected my boss, my manager, Chicken Rick, to support me, to stand behind me, except since he was a chicken, he dropped out. He left me out to dry. He said, Sarfaraz, it's your decision. So chickens have a difficulty time communicating what exactly they want. So to encourage them, whenever they make a decision, congratulate them. But you know, where there are chickens, there's going to be a rooster. That's the other communication style. Roosters don't talk a lot. They communicate on certain times. For example, roosters who are head of organizations as general managers or chief executives, they'll have a meeting early in the morning so they can make all their noise. They're very strict as to what they want. They walk with their heads high. They know everyone is afraid of them. I worked for a general manager who was a rooster. I was told that in my presentation, never ever use the color red because he does not like it. Now, I never heard him say that he does not like red. So once I was preparing slides for a presentation before our customer, I went to see the general manager to go over my slides. The titles and subtitle slides had gray background. all my slides had blue background. In the end, there were 2 slides, extra slides. I used the red background. So when I got to that point where the 2 slides came up, I said, I think these slides are outside the norm of the presentation, so I'm using red background. He thought for a moment and he said, no, let's not use red. And I couldn't understand why. There were no numbers. There are not accounting numbers that signify or denote negative numbers, so why not? But that's how the roosters are, making noise every now and then, walk with their head high. So if you want to communicate with a rooster, congratulate them whenever the organization accomplishes a major goal. But then there are seagulls. Seagulls stay in the ivory tower or in their corporate offices. You don't see them a lot, but once in a while they come out, they make a lot of noise, dump on everybody, and then fly away. I worked with one. He would stay in the office most of the time. When he was angry about something, he would come out of the office. One of our employees was Matt. He said, Matt, my office. He took Matt to his office, closed the door, and started communicating with him. In other words, he started yelling at him. Everyone in the office could hear what he was yelling about. It was supposed to be a closed door meeting, but you could tell, because that's how he was, a seagull making noises. And then after he made the noise, then he would go back away. So I worked with chickens, roosters, and seagulls. Now you're wondering, Sarfraz, are you a chicken, rooster, or a seagull? Well, if you know me, and I hope if you've heard my speeches, you know me, I am not a chicken, not a rooster, not a seagull. I'm more like an eagle. Eagles don't trot on the ground with turkeys. Eagles stay above the clouds and winds. Eagles are introverts. They only communicate when necessary. Eagles can spot a mouse 5 miles away in the prairie. When eagles set their goals and they go after their goal, that's when they communicate. They'll let you know that, hey, I'm flying towards my goal. Pick up that fish out of the lake and they fly away. I've discussed with you some of the styles. What's your communication style? Are you a chicken, a rooster, a seagull, an eagle, or a cat, dog, maybe a caveman? Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Distinguished Toastmasters and Praz. So our next speaker is Toastmaster Arifdeen on his pathway of dynamic leadership, and he is from a standout North Toastmaster Club. And to evaluate him, I would like to invite Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza to describe it.
Hello, everyone. So my target speaker today is TM Arifdeen, and he will be delivering his speech from the Pathway Dynamic Leadership, Level 1, Project 2, Writing a Speech with a Purpose. The length of the speech, the time length of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. The title of the speech is Stepwise Progression for Self-Grooming. Stepwise Progression for Self-Grooming. TM Arifdeen, the stage is yours.
Hello, good evening and assalamu alaikum to all of the Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here amongst you all. Previously, I gave a speech at ETC at ICMP, and this is in continuation of that speech. But first of all, reference to the speech of M. Fehroz. He said like he was the biggest introvert, but I take that title back from, because I was the biggest introvert in life. I was one of the biggest one. I 10 years back, biggest, right? And I don't believe, after seeing you, after listening to your speech, I cannot believe that you are an introvert at all. But you will say the same thing about me. But that happened. I think a few instances happened in my life 10 years back, or maybe 11 years back. Some instances lady kicked me out. Like, what are you doing? You should actually come out with something. You should become something. So that really led me to do something, and part of this speech, some things I'll be discussing regarding that as well. But first of all, I would like to share an example about, I think I will refer to that joke that Alvin said about if I was given 3 choices which I would take. So I would refer to one funny joke because there's some good humor going around here. A very good gentleman was asked, given 3 wishes by a genie. So he said, okay, what would you like as your first wish? He said, give me a very, very big house. I want a very, very big house in front of me. He got it. Then he said, no, populate this with some very, very famous people. All those people came in. And what was the 3rd wish? Just guess.
Killed them.
Sorry?
Killed them.
Oh yeah, this could have been one option, but since it's a humorous thing, he said, now make me the chowkidar of that house. These were his 3 wishes. So coming back to the novel thing, self-grooming. This is something which people really lack. No one is a born extrovert. No one is a born introvert. As I said, I was an introvert, biggest introvert. Like he said, he used to shy away. I also used to shy away, hide in different places, so that I could not be picked up for different things. But as things happen, I realized, like, there was no one as such who was born as a speaker. Everyone was groomed. There are certain instances of life which make you an introvert. Sometimes you're scolded very badly in your early life, so that really makes you scary of about everything. No, I will not go out alone. I will not go to meet that person. Someone will take me there, then I will go. Then you realize, and I'm afraid. I should break the shackles, really come out, do something. So I read this statement from Steve Jobs that to be successful in life, to become something good, you should actually do some great work, and do that great work. You should actually pick something which you like, and do that with your utmost diligence. And if you don't have it, then pick something, find something, and wait till you find that particular something. So my question towards all of you is: are you doing right now what you actually wanted to do in your life? Anyone who will differ from that? Not actually, I'm not looking because in my previous speech, my topic was like I was forced into heading towards the path of becoming an engineer or a doctor. But as things are, I could not, because at some point I came to the realization that I cannot become an engineer, because those circuits and those capacitors and everything, resistors connecting them in physics was not clicking to me, and those mathematical calculations, they were not clicking to me. So it came out like, no, I have to become something which I want to do. So it came out, I started giving private tuitions. So it came out, I can teach. I can actually transfer my knowledge to someone. That was the first step in this direction. Then I had a computer at home. I noticed I was exploring almost each and every feature of that computer. So it came out like my interest was in computers. I was an intelligent brain. That's how my father realized like I should be allowed to do what I wanted to do. So this is how I would suggest, like, to everyone over here, starting from yourself and then people around you, you should actually start loving yourself, whatever you are. Identify your skills, whatever you want to do. You should pick those up and harness those. First of all, do this. Then at the same time, you should be appreciative of others as well. You should help others in identifying their strengths and weaknesses and help them work on those strengths first. Like we have a cricket match at my office place on Saturdays, and I actually was forced into playing in that match. At this age and stage, I was like not in the perfect shape. So actually someone came up to me and I told him, why are you not playing? He said, no one asked me. I just told him, did you tell anyone that you are good at cricket? He said, no. Why? I said, why? Why did you not speak up? You should have spoken up. Push this up, like this is what I am, this is what I do. I'm considering pulling out and making that particular person come in, being a leader, someone who could guide someone, reach his dream, achieve his dreams. Firstly, this is it. Then secondly, we should, as individuals, we should learn how to accept our criticism, accept our mistakes. We should identify our weaknesses. We should do a SWOT analysis. What are our weaknesses? And based on those weaknesses, what are our opportunities? How we can make those opportunities into our successes? And obviously, we should look at the threats that are around. And lastly, I would like to suggest, like as initially I said, we should be let go of all the fear that we have. We should head on straight into the challenges, and we should break the shackles that there are. Just move away with everything. And with that, I would like to take my leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster RFP, for your wonderful display of intelligence and wonderful display. Now, we have another pair of DDM for DDM, and this time it's me. And to evaluate me, I would like to invite DDM Sarfraz Nazir to please come and discuss my project.
DTM Ali Ashar Anjum, KTC's perpetual romantic. I will not be evaluating you. I'll simply be evaluating your speech that you're about to give. DTM Ali is speaking from the effective coaching pathway. He's giving level 1 speech, introduction to body language. The purpose of this project is for DTM Ali Ashar Anjum to practice using body language to enhance his speech. The speech title is Goodbye. Goodbye, DTM Ali Ashar Anjum.
If you want to fly high, learn how to say goodbye. If you want to learn and grow, if you want to learn and grow, and want to soar towards the sky, learn to say goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye. But what happens to the counterpart? When we say someone goodbye, their heart breaks. And get agony, frustration, something that if you feel that, you will never say goodbye. It's happened in our life that we have to say goodbye on the precious moment of our lives. Because we have to do something. We have something ahead to follow. We have to say goodbye at the moment where we need it the most. But we have to do that. But while saying this goodbye, someone is holding and something is resisting and want you to be there. And that's love and affection that attracts you. That attracts you, and your true was still there until your word is not there. It's happened with all this. I wasn't wrong. I was alone. The perpetual affection, love of your presence. The two words, goodbye, is going to perpetuate in my mind for the rest of the life. How can you do this to me? How? The agony, frustration, depression, anxiety. I was surrounded with all those things. And the only thing that was perpetuating in me was negativity. I hold on, hold myself, take a deep breath. Say, okay, it is time for me to say goodbye to the agony, frustration, and all the memories that I had. She hate red, I wear it. She lost at Rome, I will be there next week. It's important for all of us to move on with those negatives. Why? We all want someone. They have their own lives. They have to live their life. They don't want you in their lives. So now it's time for you to understand. They're not in your life. They have said to you goodbye. Now it's your time to say goodbye and move on. The people will come and depart. And this thing, this is a perpetual phenomenon of the life. But we have to move on. We have to see what's right and what is wrong. And value the people who never say goodbye. Why we are always on with the people who says goodbye. Okay, they are, because you know that next day they're not going to be with you. But what about others who are there with you on that moment? They are more important. If you love someone, there would be a goodbye and many goodbyes, because goodbye is an indication that today I will be going. I am going to come back again. So goodbye, over to the Toastmaster. Okay, so it's time for our last speaker, Toastmaster Kareem Meghani, and to describe his project, I would like to invite Toastmaster Imran.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, Toastmaster Kareem Meghani will be delivering a project from Engaging Humor. He is at the moment on level 4, and this is his elective project. The purpose statement of this project is for the member to develop their method for giving impromptu speeches and to practice adapting rehearsed stories during an impromptu speech. Let me repeat it once again. The purpose of this project is for the member to develop their method for giving impromptu speeches and practice adapting rehearsed stories during a presentation. So it goes like Toastmaster of the Day will going to to give 2 topics to Karim Meghani, and those topics are not known to Karim Meghani. And he has to deliver a 2 to 3 minutes speech, right?
Yes.
Just let me check. Yes, the speech
two.
is from 2 to 3 minutes, and there will be 2 topics, one by one, given by the Toastmaster of the day of his own choice. So let's observe how Toastmaster Karim Meghani respond on those topics. So best of luck, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Kareem.
The target is all yours.
Yes. So Toastmaster, I am opting the favorite number of someone who was used to be the significant one. So that was number 10, and on number 10 there is. So there is a natural disaster. You and many others are safe in a shelter, but there is a lot of fear and uncertainty. As community leader, you are asked to speak for a few minutes to reassure and calm the group. I repeat, there is a natural disaster. You and many others are safe in a shelter, but there is a lot of fear and uncertainty. As a community leader, you are asked to speak for a few minutes to reassure the claim, to reassure and calm the group. So over to you, Toastmaster Kareem Meghani.
My timer is Sat. You'll be showing me the card? Okay.
Yes, I will.
This disaster was something, yes. When this disaster happened, dear community members, I was there. You know what happened? I was sitting in the toilet and suddenly the wall collapsed. Now, what you can do when you are sitting in the toilet and the wall collapsed? But that's the disaster is, yes. Natural disaster we can't control. Toastmaster of the day, dear Toastmasters and guests, this all community, I know several of you are in the shelter, several of you are not. We can't help everyone. But there is one thing we can say thank you, that's we are alive. Now coming back to that situation, that you got this natural disaster and you have to face it in whatever situation you are. We are in the shelter. There are a lot of NGOs, we contacted them, the government, the ministries, and we are hopeful that some aid will come. But we will not wait for the aid. I'm telling you, we can hold each other's hand. Let's help each other. Let's be calm and let's face it. This happened to us before also. This happened to a lot of people in the world also. So let me tell you that I am there for you. If you need any help, not me only, there are several other community members who are there for you. Our houses are offered to you. Please come and ask for any help. We will try to give you the maximum. Ladies and gentlemen, any calamity or any disaster is sometimes just telling us to find a new way. Let's find a new way together. I will hold your hand. I'm telling you, even if you are little short than me, it's okay. Don't worry. I will hold your hand. Don't lose my hand, and I will try to make you safe. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Your next topic is okay. Your club is holding an open house. You're asked to share a short speech about your experience in Toastmaster and how it has enriched your life. I repeat, your club is holding an open house. You are asked to share a short speech about your experience in Toastmasters and how it has enriched your life.
Dear Toastmaster of the day, Toastmasters and guests, you all are welcome to this open house. Even we ask you to bring food from home. Even we ask you to participate, to enter to this facility, because we are a voluntary organization. We cannot pay for all of you. But trust me, you will be happy in this open house. This place, I can tell you everything about Toastmasters. Look at me. I am a speaker. You can look at me. I'm a speaker. This confidence came from Toastmasters. There are several of you, you are already a Toastmasters. And several of you who are thinking to become a Toastmasters. I am telling you, if you become a Toastmaster, you can start your own YouTube channel. I did. You can have followers. You can share ideas, whatever you want to say, except sex, politics, and religion. Now, you can share anything to the world, and there is a tag, Toastmaster. It's an international organization. Yes. And people will listen to you. There are 400,000 middle-aged men like me with white hairs are in Toastmaster who will be waiting for your speeches. And that's Toastmaster brings us. We become part of this large community. You want to be yes? We will eat your food today because you will bring, everybody brought a lot of different food today. But I'm telling you, the intellectual food will be given by Toastmaster to you. Every time you will attend Toastmaster meetings, you will learn something new. And trust me, we are with you. We all are brothers and sisters, and we are like a community. We help each other. It helped me. I am on my path to be a distinguished Toastmaster very soon. And then my YouTube channel, I expect to be 1 million viewers, hopefully. But that's a dream. And dreams, what we saw in Toastmaster every time. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Toastmasters. And I hope all the guests will register in this club. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kareem Meghani, for taking the wonderful challenge of impromptu speeches and delivering with sweets.
Okay, we're just having a 1 minute of break because we're just setting the projector.
We are observing a 1 minute break for our laptops.
For Karim's speech, are you preparing for the million subscribers?
Would you like to Of course. Nobody will make fun of you. Saab, give his name for the tabletop.
Name क्या?
Okay. He's not reading. His name is Saab.
First one.
Can we mute? I think there is
Just a minute. We are sorting it out. We'll move. We'll do this.
This is the first question.
Okay. Yes, we can begin now.
Okay, so that's the end of our first segment, and now let's move on towards the voting. And for that, first I would like to check with timer that is everyone is qualified?
Everyone is fine.
Yes. So as we are counting the blessings, so everyone is qualified. So I request vote counter to please
I'm done.
float the vote. Okay. So our next segment of the table topic will be moderated by DTM from different country, and we are blessed to have someone like him and from other region, and he always give us something to learn, and with his slavery, with his content, and all such things. A very dynamic, a very dashing. He is a distinguished Toastmaster, DTM Raghunatha Raju.
Thank you very much, DTM Maliyasha. I won't have my dinner now because apart from all the praises, now I'm satisfied and my stomach is full. Every time Ali Ashar is in the meeting, I feel insecure. It's always a feeling as if I walked into a New Zealand TV channel with his accent, with his English, and with his adjectives. It's always difficult to stand. But then, this is how we grow. This is how we learn from each other. I always keep saying life is an impromptu speech. We keep learning for those moments where we need to be impromptu, stand and be critical. So let's practice. And though we count our blessings, our perpetual blessing from Almighty, but today we should have fun. And I'm going to ensure with the topics today, we all will have some fun. I want two people from the main room to stand up for the first topic. Any two people from the main room?
Yes, we have guest Adnan and guest Tawqir.
Wonderful.
Anyone
Can you? I want you both to come to the stage.
One by
You
one.
both, please.
Okay.
No, together.
Together.
Yes.
We'll tell you.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Adnan and Tawqir. When I used to live in Punjab, we used to always get the Pakistan TV coming in that, and then they always used to be say conflict between that. Now I want that the same fun today. Adnan and Tawqir, when I say switch, you need to change the channel. It's more like I have a remote control and the channel is changing. In one of the channel, somebody is shouting and giving news. In other, somebody is talking about how to raise cattle. Okay. Now Adnan will be the person who will be shouting and announcing some exciting news. And Tawqir is the person who is just going to talk about the cattle business or how to raise the cattle. Is that clear? So I say switch, and the other person has to pick it up.
So the first part is clear. I'm telling the news.
Right. And
And,
Tawqeed,
when you
and
change
as
the
a,
channel,
हाँ, मैं जैसे channel change करूँगा, Tawqeed भाई जो है, he'll talk about how to raise the cattle. Cattle मतलब anything, any animals, वो raise कैसे करना है, सब बताएंगे.
cattle,
Just for
farm,
fun, okay?
bull or cow. Okay.
Okay. Now, stage is yours. The timing remains 1 to 2 minutes. आपको minimum 1 minute बात करना चाहिए.
Okay.
Adnan ji.
I'll start first, right?
Right.
As you like.
Okay, so the viewers, the breaking news we have right now is that we had a bomb. We just got the news from the Turkey that we had a bomb blast in the Istiklal Street at Istanbul, and there's a panic there. That was a tourist destination, and
Which?
Cows are beautiful animals, you know. To nurture them, to have them, in a very beautiful atmosphere and beautiful place. We need to have a greenery over there, and we need to have some people who can take
Which?
care of them.
So we have the another news is that we just got from the World Cup is that India has lost to England and they have lost by 10 wickets. So previously it was Pakistan who beat India by 10 wickets, but that was 152 score, but now
Which?
it's 170.
We can have goat as well. Yeah, goats are also very beautiful animals, and we can have them. We can, I'm losing words. So yeah, other animals as well. So we need to have a big place, a barn.
Which?
So we have another news is that we have the political issue in the country. So I think we are not supposed to talk about it, but it's a news. Okay. So there's a clash between two political groups during the long march of one of the political party, and people are saying that it's not good for the country. We have a very bad economy going on, and we have to improve.
Thank you so much.
Green light.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Great job, both of you. Can we have a big round of applause for those two gentlemen? Great job. Okay. No, I want any two people. Can we have from online? Danish and Jara, do you want to go?
Yes, I can.
I'm on.
Wonderful. Okay. Danish, you are from Japan and you just visited Pakistan, or let us say India, doesn't matter. And then Jara, you're from the same country, okay? Let us say Hyderabad city. Now, from Japan, he came back to Hyderabad, and then Jara, you are Hyderabadi. Now, you both have to interact. How does this Japanese feel about this place, and how do you defend that? So I say switch, and it has to keep saying your interaction. So when I say start with Danish, and then Jahara will pick it up as soon as I switch. You both keep interacting. It is just an interaction. Timing remains same, 1 to 2 minutes.
Ask you something. So I have to defend my small city, Hyderabad, right? And he has
Right.
to
It's up to you. Okay. The Danish will start defending his Japan, and he start comparing with Japan, and you should just talk about how lavish or blah blah whatever it is for Hyderabad. Okay.
Is that possible? Because I don't know about Hyderabad.
I talk about Hyderabad in Pakistan or Hyderabad in India, whatever you know, it doesn't matter. Okay. I'm just picking up a city. That's it. Nothing. Okay. Let us say Karachi itself. Okay. If you don't want to talk about Hyderabad, it's Karachi. Okay. Okay. Danish and Jara, you can start.
Anish, you aren't audible. Please take off the headphones and then it will be better. Can
No.
you say? No, you aren't audible.
Okay. Danish, I'll give you a different topic while you fix your audio. Hiba, is this something that you can take it up?
Can you repeat the situation?
Yeah, you are a Japanese and you just landed in Karachi. So you're going to compare Japan with Karachi, while Jahara is going to talk about how great Karachi is, and you are just going to compare how great Japan is. So I keep saying switch, and then people have to talk. Okay?
And then people have to?
You start, and I say switch, Jahara will pick up. I say switch, you pick it up. Okay?
Okay, I'll try my best.
No problem. We all are trying and we all are learning. Hiba, you start.
Okay. Wow, I've never been to this city. The people are so interesting. Just look at the people. I've never seen people wearing shalwar. What is this? What are you? What is the national dress of
Switch.
this?
Jahara, what do you think about this Japanese who is loving Karachi?
Oh, so the national dress of Pakistan is shalwar kameez, and I don't know about Japan people at all. So pardon me. So tell me, oh, you have to say switch, sorry. So what
You can continue. You can keep
Yeah.
talking.
If I talk about my city, which is Karachi, is the most populous country in the whole world, one of the most populous cities.
Switch.
Okay. So what should I talk about? I didn't understand. I'm sorry.
Anything you want to?
Okay. I'll continue being a Japanese since I came to know that I'm seeing people wearing shalwar kameez for the first time. What an interesting dress. The atmosphere, the people seem very friendly and warm, and
Switch.
then
Okay. So the people out here are very, they greet people, they love how, when we talk to other people, they they are very, we can say, mehman nawaz, we are. So apart from that, we people love food. We love desi food.
Switch.
We need, yeah.
okay. We thank you for telling me about your culture. We Japanese also love food. As everyone knows that we Japanese also love food, and
I love Japanese food as well.
Thank you very
Japanese-
much. It's more like you both are proposing to each other rather than debating. The Japanese who is in love with kurta pajama, and the Karachi, the Pakistani who is just welcoming the Japanese into Karachi. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, the last topic, Danish. You want to go? You had
Can I
issue
say
with your mic.
something?
Yeah, Alvin, you're saying something?
So first of all, let me just tell you, it is a very interesting interactive activity that you have just come up with. And is it possible that, I can be a part of it if you can, conjure up a new topic right then and there? If it is possible. It's such a brilliant
Sure.
activity that I want to participate in that so badly.
Okay, sure. Alvin and so Danish, do you both want to be part of it? It will be last topic now. Danish? No, you're still having issues with the mic. So I'll make it in. Yeah, it's better now, Danish. Are you good? Okay. Danish, are you Toastmaster or a guest?
No, sir. It is my first interaction with the Toastmaster. I have never been there.
Okay. I'll give you an interesting topic. There's a saying called men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Okay. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus, and that does definitely mean something. And I want it to come out of your interaction with Alvin.
Sir, who
So
comes?
I'm the man or the woman in this case?
Yes, sir. So, who's going to be a Martian or who's going to be the person who comes from Venus? Could you just from
Okay,
both of us?
let us say Alvin is from Venus and you are from Mars.
So I'm the woman. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, start. And I will not be saying anything.
Who's
You
starting?
just have to.
Raghu, could you tell me who's starting the conversation?
Danish will start and then you will pick it up. So you just have to manage within the 1 to 2 minutes time, and I'm not going to disturb you or call anyone. Okay?
Okay.
Danish, go ahead.
I have never been able to the people from the Venus. I don't know why they are so confused. Whenever I try to put across my thoughts, I always find them numb. And why they are so numb, I have never been able to understand what's wrong with these guys. I try to make a congenial relationship with them, but I always find them hostile, and why I don't know. God knows why they always have in this negative frame of mind. So now, could you just elaborate, since you also belong to the same planet?
Danish, I never thought that you would do something like this to me. When you married me, you were a different person altogether. You used to say so many good things, and you're just complaining. I never thought that you would do something like this to me. I thought you were different. You never even noticed anything about me. I've had a new haircut. Did you say anything about that? I've had this new dress. Did you say anything about that? You don't even notice me anymore. You're always busy with your phone. Why do you do that?
Yeah, actually, that was a gone other days when I used to live in my imagination. But the now reality
You
has
have a
opened my
beautiful
eyes.
wife. Why don't you look at me in your imaginations? Danish, talk to me. Why don't you communicate with me?
Why I am being so rude? Because I guess you have crossed the limit of my leniency. So you have to just why are you so exaggerated in your action, and why you always ended up as a drama queen? Please let me know. You have no children.
If you're gonna say such things to me, I'm gonna go and meet with Kareem. He has just had a YouTube channel and he's a famous person. He has a million subscribers. And I'm gonna meet him in this house. Thank you. Thank you.
My God.
This is my compulsion. I really have to bear you just because I really want to, take a separation. But I really have to see the faces of my children in their future. So I really have to put up with every single bit of my life. I don't know when this nightmare of mine is going to be end, and I will take a sigh of relief which I used to have.
So
Thank you
are
very much.
all laughing at our domestic problems. That is not good.
See, we had a marriage and both the diverse two on the stage today. Well, Alvin, if women were like you, whether in India or Pakistan, तुम तो आग लगा दोगे पूरा देश में.
Thank you.
I'll close this with saying, certainly we have to count the blessing that Almighty is giving us in different forms, even in Toastmasters. I'm grateful to this community for helping me in various ways, whether to overcome my problem of stuttering, or whether to overcome those inhibitions that I used to have about different nationalities, different personalities, including Pakistan. I'm glad, proud to be part of Karachi Toastmasters, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, David Topic Master, for your wonderful selection of the topic and also the theme and all. We are blessed to have such entertaining gathering in this meeting because. Okay, now it's time for the evaluation, and it's time to invite the general evaluator of today's meeting, and he is none other than the second youngest distinguished Toastmaster of Pakistan, DDM Sashwe.
Allow me to please just recover myself from that table topic, which was absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Yes, finally. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, the youngest DTM of Pakistan, DTM Aliya Sharanjum, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Behind every successful man, we have a woman. Behind every powerful speech, we have a very engaging evaluation. So that's the benefit of having a very good feedback, to know what you can do well, and the things you can work upon to make it even better. So that's why we have this general evaluation session. So without further ado, let me just kick it off with the prepared speech evaluators. The first speaker was Toastmaster Fahim Raza, who was on almost everyone's target today, and he would be evaluated by DTM Raghu. So over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Fahim Raza, what I express to impress. Great title, great speech. I will evaluate speech in 3 dimensions. How was your content? How was your delivery? And then in the end, whether you met your purpose or not. Coming to content, I really love the way you opened the speech. The 2 songs, you set the stage on fire and people were just loving what you're doing. You talked about different scenarios, starting from first stage, and then you talked about how you were not able to negotiate well, but then somebody else who shouted, who made scene there and was able to negotiate better. Then you took to a different scenario where you made a drama, and then you were able to negotiate better with the tuk-tuk wala, the auto walas. The auto walas are the meanest everywhere, I know, any part of the world. And then you were able to manage with them. Great part. And then in the end, again, you brought to a message, taking that if we are able to express better, you may be able to negotiate better. I think you did well on that part. But if anything that has to become better in this content is your English. What I found was at some stages, you're trying to convert from 2 to English due to which there were some grammatical mistakes in your speech. And I'm sure the grammarian for today will be able to give more insights into that. If I'm going to talk about your delivery, you are on fire. Your hand gestures, your eye contact, your stage movement, everything was good. Only improvement area I would say is little bit of more stage movement would have been better using all the 8 coordinates. Coming to your purpose of the speech. I'll remind the purpose of the speech was to manage the difficult audience, how you were dealing with them, what was the professionalism in. If I'm talking about the different people who are who are your difficult audience, the types of them. There was one missing, there was arguer, you didn't find them. There was a talker, there was an interrupter, there was a chatterer, and the people who were silent. Main problem issue, while you were dealing with people, you had the same dialogue that I will interact with you in the end. I will take it in the end. That you cannot have one array of resolving this difficult audience or managing them. You need to have a different ideology or different strategy for each type of audience. And you didn't even touch the silent audience. So you need to touch them. But then you manage them to an extent. You're professional in the way that you manage. So if possible, I would ask you to repeat the speech, the project, by managing the audience better. But overall, I enjoyed the speech, and I'm sure with these improvements, you will be able to do much better. I wish you all the best for future speeches. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you very much, TTM Raghu, for that insightful evaluation. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Pijar with a B, and he would be evaluated by Madam President Toastmaster Hiba. So over to you, Toastmaster Hiba, if you are with us. So, I would also ask the afterwards.
Toastmaster Bajar, you had a very interesting topic to your speech, which caught my eye. What I liked about your speech was that you had good clarity during the time you spoke. I also noticed that during the time you spoke, you had good eye contact, and I found you constantly looking at the camera. You had good practical example which one could relate to, and the audience are aware about. You had good comfort level during the time you spoke, and I found no hesitation or any sort of nervousness. What I liked about your speech was that it was well constructed with good with a good example, which we could all sorry. I liked about your speech was that it was well constructed with a good practical example, which was able to engage the audience's interest. You managed to successfully successfully share your impact of your communication style on others. However, there were some areas of improvement which I found in your speech. Firstly, you could have improved upon your vocal variety, and secondly, you could have used more gestures to express yourself. Overall, it was a pretty good speech, and with slight improvements, you can become a better speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President, Toastmaster Hiba. So before we move on to the next speaker, I would like to request the speech evaluators to please pass on your scores from out of 10. How well the speaker spoke according to the purpose of the project and send them over to Master Imran Rana, who is not the VPE, but he is the VP. So yeah, that's make sense of that the way you can. So let's move on to the next page. Our first icebreaker, Toastmasters Sharoz, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Bijar with a B. Over to you, Toastmaster Bijar.
Thank you, evaluator, second youngest. Thank you. Today it's been a interesting session. The youngest and second youngest. I wonder who the oldest is. Coming back to the topic. It was the icebreaker for Shehroz today, and I've been in his shoes. I've delivered an icebreaker as well, and it was interesting to see how confident he was in his icebreaker. I especially like the way he was dressed up, very professional, and sends a very positive signal and shows how serious he is. He started with a story about being introvert. He mentioned his childhood. He mentioned escaping the eyes of his school teacher. And that was an interesting build-up. He was sharing about his childhood and how things develop. The topic was born to lead. I'll first talk about the positives and then suggest some improvements to this. I think his body language was perfectly fine. He was calm, he was composed. There was nothing jitterish about his first speech, which is usually how first icebreakers are like. I think he took his pauses also quite well. They were organized. He knew when to pause and he knew when to continue. There were all of the pauses to me seemed like planned for. His facial expression, his gestures for an icebreaker, he was moving left and right and his hands were also moving. That's definitely a positive. His comfort level on the stage was also quite good. I think the audience overall seemed interested in how his story built up throughout his life. And he had a command over audience awareness as well. Few areas I think where he could work towards and improve would be his tone. I think he could have vocal variety for sure. Vocal variety would be changing tone depending on the situation, what it's trying to communicate, suspense, excitement. There are a lot of speakers over here change their tone quite a lot. Aliya Sharanjum being a very good example of that. I think that would be a great learning exercise for you. And I think overall eye contact could also be slightly. Other than that, it was a great icebreaker and we welcome you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Bijar, for that motivational evaluation. So the next speaker was our soon-to-be member, Toastmaster Elvin, and he would be evaluated by Toastmaster Fahim Razak. So over to you, Toastmaster Fahim.
Thank you, DTM Sashraf, and good evening once again, everyone. You see, with every speaker, there are two tricky bits. One is obviously the starting point of the speech. You want to immediately grab the attention of the audience and keep them engaged, right? That's the tricky bit. And another tricky bit is how you end it. You could have a fantastic start, but if you don't end it, if your conclusion is not at par at least, your speech could falter. And let me congratulate you, TM Alvin, for us. You had an excellent starting point and an equally fascinating ending point. Let me come back to the ending part in a minute. But your starting point was straight away grabbing the attention. Let me ask you the rhetorical question. And you gave 3 options, right? And everybody, including myself, we were just looking, okay, what he's gonna say now. So you had our attention. And what a way to start. And then you moved on to your purpose of the speech, which was to define, to kind of come up with a purpose of the speech, well-defined purpose. And obviously your purpose was, well, as you kind of continued with your speech, was look at the greener side that you're currently at, okay? Never always think of better ways of having the life, okay? That was your story, and you moved on to that crow, a black crow. He thinks he's ugly. He finds this genie who gives him the options, okay, what do you want to be? A parrot? Then he goes on to parrot. Parrot says, oh, I'm not happy. He learns it, he's not happy. Then they moved on to a peacock. But the way you continued with your story, you had us with you right from the start. I think that was beautiful, very, very beautiful. Now, the only thing I would say is, as far as your purpose is concerned, I think you nailed it completely, because your purpose was to kind of writing with a purpose of the speech, a well-defined purpose, and you nailed it completely. In terms of the development points, I don't have much to offer. All I would say is when you had this interaction between crow and the Jenny, between crow and the parrot, between crow, parrot, and the peacock, I think you could have changed the tone of your voice to kind of distinguish between the 3 members. So, for example, crow, oh, I'm ugly, I'm this. Jenny goes, okay, what do you want to be? So just that bit, I think it would have just added a little bit more golden touch to the way of your delivery. Another small point is have a purposeful pauses. I have to admit, I still struggle with that. So for example, when you opened up your speech, you gave the audience 3 options. Okay, the Jenny said, would you like this? Give a pause. Let the audience answer it. Or maybe don't answer it, but at least ponder over it. So I think these are the 2 areas I would say. As I said, I struggle with the process. So perhaps you could learn from somebody here, and there are lots of them. Finally, as I said, let me come back to your conclusion part. Your conclusion was the most amazing that I probably have witnessed with the new members. You had a really smooth way to end it, really good use of the words bottomless pits, great confident ending. I really, really loved it, and there is so much to that I can learn from you. All the best for your upcoming projects. And with that, over to you.
Thank you so much.
Very much. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Fahim, for that amazing evaluation. So next speaker was ATM Sarfaraz, and he would be evaluated by Toastmaster Sachwit. So over to you, Toastmaster Sachwit. Thank you very much, General Evaluator. DTM Sarfaraz. This seems like a well-planned plot, because I've been getting your speech evaluation over and over again, and trust me, it's not easy. You once again hit a nail on the head. Trust me, this is one of the most boring project of the whole pathway, because you just have limited things to talk about, and you can just say so much about them, and to repeat it over and over again like you have, it just makes it even more more boring. But you give it that extra bit of a spark that it needed to make it into a nice story. You by actually comparing it with the animal, the rooster, the chicken, the whatsoever. Your gestures were as always amazing. Your speech had the purpose, and it also matched the speech objective which were needed. Now, for some areas you can work upon. According to me, I might be absolutely wrong, but yes, your voice seemed a bit low. Maybe your hands free were not high enough. So we weren't able to listen to you as we did in your in many previous speeches. And your first point of humor that made us laugh was after 5 minutes. Yes, it's okay for most of the speakers that yes, at least we had that bit. But for you, maybe to challenge yourself, you can have more points where you can add those points of laughter and humor. But overall, sir, as always, you absolutely once again impressed us all. Best of luck. Thank you very much, Toastmasters. That was an okay evaluation. So the next speaker we had was the romantic one, the youngest DTM, Alia Sharanjum, and he would be evaluated by the 5-time DTM Sarfaraz. Over to you, sir.
Mr. General Evaluator, and especially you, distinguished Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum. As I mentioned, you are a perpetual speaker and romantic. When you came up to speak, I was thinking of Kabhi alvida na kehna, never say goodbye. DTM Ali, I'm going to tell you 3 things: keep, tweak, and seek. First, keep, something that you must not change within your speech. What I loved about your speech was your vocal variety and your gestures, your body language. You were clear, could understand you, and your gestures went along with the spoken words. When you said fly high, you raised your hand. When you said hold it, you stomped your feet. Now, tweak is something that you might want to change. At one point, you said, for you, you were talking to the audience, but your hands were pointing towards you. So when you say for you, instead of pointing towards yourself, you should be pointing towards the audience, for you. And seek, something that you need to add to your speech. I would have liked to see a personal story. Over the months, we have heard you tell us about some of your romances. I know you are leaving the country, but I would have loved to hear you tell us how are you saying goodbye to some of those females in your life? What's your secret? Are you telling them goodbye? Sometimes people say goodbye means you might not see them. So how you're saying goodbyes and how they're taking your goodbye. You're leaving a lot of broken hearts. Will they be able to mend their hearts once you leave? So keep, meaning don't change the body language, the movement you use left to right. Tweak, make a little change when you point towards the audience, say for you, not for you. And see, add some personal twist, personal spice to your speech. And you will be a great speaker. We will never say goodbye to you. You might be leaving, but you will stay within our hearts. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, DTM Sarfaraz Aziz for that evaluation. So the next speaker was Toastmaster Arif Deen, and he will be evaluated by the Sergeant at Arms of Karachi Toastmasters Club, who is the father of two, I think, and Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for the wonderful introduction. TM Arif, what a wonderful speech. You started really naturally. You stepped here, and we were expecting that you will be starting your speech, but I must say that you are a very good listener. You started to refer the previous speaker. You referred TM Shairoz, and then you added a humor that you are actually a bigger introvert, but trust me, no one believed it.
Yes.
The way you delivered your speech, we didn't feel that you were an introvert. Then you moved on to the second example where you mentioned the joke TM Elvin had mentioned. And then you added a second part of a humor with Chowkidar. And I really like that. And the beautiful part was that you connected these two stories with your speech. Where you started with your own journey, explaining about how you broke your chains, which were holding you tight, and you came out from your comfort zone. And then you threw a question to us. That is the point where you again grabbed our attentions, and you asked us that what we want to be, and then you again came to a point where you gave us another example about becoming a doctor or an engineer, and you said that was not the right one. The third thing which I liked was that you also proposed a solution. That the first thing about self-grooming is loving yourself and appreciating yourself. Then only we could be able to groom ourselves effectively. Some areas of improvement. First thing is that about the eye contact. I felt that you were looking only towards the one direction, and it would have created more impact if you would have given a more look towards the audience rather than looking at one direction. The second point was that the speech pace was quite high. But don't worry, this is most of us, even I'm struggling with this. I don't give even meaningful pauses, and you will learn as you will give more speeches. And third thing was about the vocal varieties. Like you said one of the questions that about cricket, you were asking someone that why did you tell about the cricket? So you would have added a vocal variety with this, that why the hell you didn't tell that you love cricket? So that would have created more impact. All in all, it was a very wonderful speech. I really liked that you referred the previous speeches, connected with your story, proposing a solution, and a bit areas of improvement about vocal varieties, eye contact, and the tone. That's all from my side. Over to you, Daniel.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mufaddal, for that very much analytical evaluation. So the next speaker was Toastmaster Karim Meghani, and he will be evaluated by the Area 1 Director, Toastmaster Imran Rana. Over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator and Area 10 Director. Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, today Toastmaster Karim Meghani delivered a very interesting project. So he was offered 2 extempore topics and he has to deliver a speech for about 2 to 3 minutes. What I love about Toastmasters Karim's speech is that he handled the topic quite well. Throughout the speech, he was quite confident and his overall structure was quite composed, means his body language was quite composed. About the first topic, it was about the natural disaster, and what I was particularly looking into your speeches was whether he's going to bring the humor in his topic, in his speeches, because his pathway is engaging humor, and that pathway requires that the speeches should have the humor element in your speeches. So I really loved the way you brought the crisp humor in the first speech. I like the vocal variety, the body language, the way you use the stage. And about your second speech, it was about a speech delivered on an open house about the Toastmasters. Okay, the evaluation sheet emphasized that you need to rank the speeches, means which one was the better one. Through my perspective, I like the second speech better than the first speech. Why? Because at first speech you brought some humor and you were trying to be in that frame of mind and try to be confident and try to deliver the speech more confidently. But when the second topic was given to you, it was quite familiar and you delivered it amazingly well. The only area of improvement which I would like to suggest you is your frame. The frame was quite limited, so you have quite limited space to move around. So you need to log in. You may need an external camera so that you have a proper space and so that space could cover you quite well. But overall, I thoroughly loved both your speeches, but the second speech most, because you brought the humor and you created a very good comparison about food, about Toastmasters, about YouTube channels, and about the international tag you told us about your speech. So I thoroughly loved it. We all were engaged in your speech, and you successfully delivered a wonderful speech. So I would like to congratulate on that. Just this one, and you are good to go. Over to you, Area 10 Director.
District Admin Manager, Toastmaster Imran Rana, for that amazing evaluation. So Mr. Timer, has everyone qualified? Yes, I know everyone has qualified. Everyone has qualified, and all of you can vote. Fire the link you must have gotten, and of course, if not, you can just vote on a piece of paper and just pass it over to me. In the meantime, let me call upon the call upon the table topics evaluator, who is once again Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza, because we were actually short of roles there. So yes. Welcome back.
Thank you. Once again, General Evaluator, for the wonderful introduction. So the table topic session, TTM Raghu. It was one of the interesting, fascinating, interacting table topic session I have ever witnessed in my Toastmasters journey. I really enjoyed the idea you came up, calling up the two speakers on the stage, giving them a topic, and then letting them switch from one another. So I'll not be consuming much time, and let's move on to our first pair of speakers, which were Adnan and Tawqir. Adnan and Tawqir were given topics to be one of the newscaster, and the other one was a person who was bringing about developing a cattle farm. And literally, when Tawqir came with such a vocal variety, I was wondering, is he doing this speech for the first time? And at the same time, the second speaker, he was so calm, and I just felt that I'm actually switching the channel. I'm sitting on my couch and I'm switching the channels. I felt that feeling. I had that vibe. Both did the amazing job. The second pair was between TM Zara and TM Hiba. Actually, the topic was to contradict between Japan and Hyderabad, but they were complementing each other. And I really like that. The Hiba started with an exclamation that what is this dress, and she said that this is shalwar kameez, and then they started to compliment about their food, their desserts, and I really liked it. Only area of improvement that if TM Hiba would have added a Japanese vocal variety to her speech, by any means, it would have added much more humor to the topic. And then the last one, the alien couple we had, where two couples, where one couple was given, the man was actually in Mars, and then we discovered that that her wife is from Venus. He started with bragging and dragging the people of the Mars, and then actually we discovered that Alvin is his or her wife, whatever you want to say, and it was really enjoyable. I guess all of us witnessed how we enjoyed, and I was like holding my stomach really hard that how I can stop laughing and start writing about the points. And at the end, I really like the end where Alvin mentioned that he wants to be with TM Kareem due to his YouTube channel. So everyone did a wonderful job. I really liked all of the table topic speakers along with the TM Raghu proposal about this idea. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Mufaddal Murtaza, for that evaluation. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's now time to move on to the report by the role holders. And the first role holder was the Kiramarian and the word master who was Toastmaster Bijad. Over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Right. First, I think to talk about word of the day. The word of the day was perpetual, and sessions had already started before I came in. So I think this time around today's session, this word was used by a lot of people, almost all members, probably because it was easier to include. It was quite multi-dimensional and had a lot of variation. That's great. I think Fahim Razak did use it once.
Are you asking?
Alvin was the one who used it twice, close to him. I don't think Sarfaraz Nazir sir used it. Arif Deen, I think, not used it. Ali Asher used it 3 times, I think. So I think won the competition today. And Kareem Menghani used it once. Now, my second role, which would be of grammarian. I will not take names, but I'll just point out some areas of improvement. Grammar is something generally all of us struggle with because it's quite complex. But in order to improve in your Toastmaster journey, I think grammar is really important. So whatever feedback everyone gets, please make sure you try to correct that. I initially heard such a lovely eyes. That's incorrect. It should be such lovely eyes. Then I heard lead me here, should have been led me here. Then was hide myself in the eyes of class teacher. Their heart broke. I think heart breaks. Broke would not be the right form of tense. I believe that's the right word. And last I heard, even we asked you to bring food. Could be that we asked or we even asked to bring food, or we even asked to do this rather than say starting off with even. That is the Romanian report of the day. And back to you, General Evaluation.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vijar. Apologies to the online audience. We will trust you for a bit, but so fear back now. So the next one was the R counter which was played by Madam President Toastmaster Hiba. So over to you, Toastmaster Hiba.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as the R counter in the prepared speeches, TM Fahim Razak had 2 R's and 1 TM Bijar Khan had none. Toastmaster Sheroz Khan had 2 Elvin Faraz, TM Elvin Faraz, I guess Elvin or no, guess Elvin, or I don't know whether he's a Toastmaster or not, but Elvin Faraz, he had 1 R. DTM Sarfaraz Nazir had none. Toastmaster Arif Deen had none. DTM Ali Ashar Anjum had 1 R and 1 and TM Kareem Meghani had none. That's about it.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hiba, for that amazing report. Next one we had the listener, and the role was played by Toastmaster Zara Ibrahim. So over to you, Toastmaster Zara.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. So let me start the session. What were the 2 poems sang by TM Fahim to her niece?
Come again. Go round and round.
What were the 2 poems sang by TM Fahim?
Old MacDonald had a farm. Old MacDonald had a farm, and knees on the bus go round and round. Knees on the bus go. Wheels on the bus go round and round.
Okay, perfect. So 500 rupees were negotiated to dash. In one of
rickshaw. Tuk-tuk ride.
Yeah, yes. Don't keep your feelings dash.
Sorry. Don't keep your feelings.
Dash it. Matlab, don't keep your feelings, dash it. Was said by one of the speakers. Can you repeat?
Empty.
Express it. Okay. Someone talked about the book. So who talked about the book in a speech?
Saros.
All right. Yes. I think one more speaker was. Yeah. So you also named the author actually. So it was. Does anyone remember? Okay. It was Toastmaster Vijar. Toastmaster Vijar. Okay. Susan King was the writer. The supportive style. Yeah. So the supportive style, there were different aspects to it. So one of them mentioned the speaker, calm, gentle, dash and dash. Anyone remember?
Assertive and expressive.
No, supportive aspects. It has certain. Okay. Romantic term was used for whom and by whom? And by whom? And the other person as well. One more person. Yes. Ghulam Kibriya was a dash. He was a Ghulam Kibriya. One of the speaker
He was a
mentioned.
Bengali.
Yes. And based in dash.
Bangladesh.
No, he was based in Singapore. Who was the suitable?
Yes, Bijat.
The suitable person for sale.
Bijat.
And who? What was stuck in Toastmaster Bijar's head said by some Kibriya person? Someone said something to him, and which motivated him.
Oh, TM Imran said something.
Trust. Clients trust you. Yes, very nice. Slow and steady, win the race. Who concluded his speech on this?
Bijat.
Who was born to lead?
Who was born to lead? Yes. Shadows, yes.
He was a dash child.
Yeah, sorry, come again.
He was a dash child.
Introvert.
No, something related to brain. He was imaginative.
Imaginative, yes.
He did his masters in which field?
IR.
Yes. IR stands for
International relations.
yes.
International relations.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. So dash make a lot of noise. Was said by who? Dash. Dash. Who is Dash? Dash make a lot of noise. He started with it. Chicken make a lot of noise. And Dash don't talk.
Eagles.
Rooster. Okay. What was the theme of the presentation DTM Sarfaraz made? Gray and blue. It was the colored theme, gray and blue. Okay. Seagulls once in a while comes and dash.
Dump everything on you, probably.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So DTM Sarfaraz himself is dash.
Eagle.
Yes. All right. He used 3 animals' name in the end. 2 or 3. Yes.
I think it was a dog and one.
And one was other thing. Brave men. I think yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, DTM sir. All right. Okay, last but not the least. I think you were showing me something. Was it a red light?
Yes, that's it.
Should I stop now?
Thank you for noticing.
All right. I have other questions, but like, okay, bye. Thanks.
Yes, you can do one more.
Okay. Okay, it's like a funny one. What natural disaster Toastmaster Kareem Meghani went through?
Toilet. He was in the washroom.
All right.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters. Zara Ibrahim, for as always a wonderful role played by you. So the next one was a timer. Yeah, the timer, Toastmaster Imran Rana, over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for a Toastmaster. I guess we started 20 minutes late, but if I reconcile the timings, it's now 21:37, so still we are on time. Okay, we lost some of the time during technical glitches. Overall, all the speakers, all the evaluators, and all the tabletop speakers, they were all in time. So over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Imran Rana. So that brings us to the end of the reports by the role holders, and now it's my time to evaluate the meeting as a whole. Like mentioned, we began 20 minutes late. We had many technical faults, but yes, we are still on time, which is a big achievement for us. Toastmaster Arifdeen, yes, this is our regular time to stay here. So don't just shy away from the meetings to come. So yes, the meeting proceeded excellently. The theme was followed by the Toastmaster of the day. We witness a wide range of projects from the icebreaker, from the level 1, level 2s, and so on and so forth. We had an amazing icebreaker with us, which won our hearts, and that was followed by a very imaginative table topic session where two speakers were called, and I just couldn't stop laughing at each part of the speeches, and at the end, like always, amazing and insightful evaluation. The one thing that I actually like, which was not being followed before, and now we can see why it's being followed. The project of disruption, you're only allowed to interrupt only once, but for the life of me, I've never got why the previous project givers were actually interrupted over and over again. You faced it, I faced it. We all have faced it. But yes, I won't name the person, but we all know why that was being done and why it didn't happen right now. But overall, a wonderful meeting. Maybe we can work on beginning on time, but yes, we'll get there. What are we, just 1,027 meetings? What's that? Nothing. So with that, back to you. Toastmasters here in England available.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Karachi. So today, we are starting with counting our blessings, and we are continuing to do so. So it is a great art of gratitude, a thankfulness when you start realizing that how blessed you are. So I just wrote a poem on the theme of the meeting. So whenever nightingale sings, count your blessings. Whenever your phone rings, count your blessing. If you are happy, you are a king. Count your blessing. You are in this meeting, and Toastmaster will give you wings. Count your blessings. So this is all from my side, and over to the Madam President, Toastmaster.
Okay. I would like to have some comments from the guests. The physical guests who which are present in beach at Beach Luxury.
You got me on the back foot, but it's a pleasure to be here. It's lovely company of you people here. I've enjoyed it here, and would like to link up with you people again, because 2 hours have just flown by. There was this humor. This was so nice to be part of this. Starting with the first speaker session, that was wonderful, and just hope this goes on perpetually, continuously, as long as possible. This is the first time I've used this word. It's a nice engagement. Love to come back once again.
We have online guest Danish Hasnaf. If we could have his comments. Danish, could you please unmute yourself? And please don't use the iPhone. So you are not audible.
Danish, you aren't audible. Just take off the headphones and then speak. Right on, Jen.
Maybe you can ask comments from Aslan Imran. Toastmaster Eva, could we have comments from Aslan Imran?
Yes. Please, guest Hasnan Abrar, can we have some comments from your side?
Unmute yourself, Hasnan.
Hasnan, we
Please
cannot
unmute yourself.
Sorry for that. Now I'm audible to everyone.
Yes.
First of all, thank you very much for again having me. And I love KTC, and there is a reason for that. Look at the number of prepared speakers who are completing their project. In fact, competing for completion of their projects. And so much positive energy, so much humor, so much engaging fun, and a lot of experience. I always love to have among you guys to learn my public speaking, my leadership, and to learn from you guys.
thank you very much again. And inshallah, I will be being part of this, meetings in near future as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, guest Danish Azmat, can we have some comments from you?
Yes, ma'am. I really enjoyed the whole session, and that is very interactive, and I have learned a lot of things which I really didn't know before. So thank you so very much for bestowing upon me your experience and giving me this opportunity to be a part of such productive session. And I'm looking forward to be a part of it on a regular basis, inshallah. Thank you so very much once again, and have a uh, good night.
Okay, and are the votes ready? DTM Saz?
Yes, they are.
Okay, okay.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, now is the time we've all been waiting for, the votes. So the best prepared speaker goes to Toastmaster Kareem Meghani. The best prepared speech evaluator goes to the person who just went out, Toastmaster Muhammad Al. And the best facilitator award goes to the timer, Toastmaster Imran Rana.
I would like to share my vote also about this winning victory with
Exactly. The best Big Four award goes to, after a very tough race. No one voted for me, thank you. No, just kidding. It goes to the table topic master, Toastmaster Raghu.
Okay, we have one more vote, one more category, that is critics' choice for best
table topic भी बच गया. सबको ही पता है वो कौन. Everyone knows who's the best table topic player.
Man from Mars and
yes, man from Mars, women from Venus, Toastmaster Alvin and guest Daniel are the best prepared, are the best table topic pairs.
Look at that, Danish, we won something together.
Don't respect me.
Okay, don't start fighting again. Okay, so the best critics' choice award. I would like to give a brief detail about this category. We assign a secret judge who will observe all the speeches according to the international speeches, and we also request the evaluators to share their scores about how the speeches are adhered to their objectives. So after the combination of their scores, so the third place goes to Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Second place goes to, we have a speaker from SOL, Toastmaster Arif Dean. And first place, the person who took the two topics brilliantly, and he is none other than Toastmaster Kareem Meghani. Toastmaster Heppa, if you allow me to announce something.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. As we all know, our contest is going to be happen on 20th of November, and we're going to have two contests, that is the humor speech contest and the Urdu speech contest. And for the to compete in this contest, the only eligibility is required is to be a paid member. So all those who are paid member, they can compete in the contest. No, I'm not. Yes, all those who are ineligible, they cannot. For Urdu speech, they only need to translate one of their good speech, and deliver it in front of the audience. Only since in every meeting we have really amazing speeches. Only you need to translate that. So I request all of you to participate, to attend the meeting, and encourage our contestants. And so it's a request. And there's one more announcement. We're going to have a combined meeting, a triangular meeting between Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India. So it will be again on 20th of November. We require table topic evaluator. If anyone interested, please let me know so that we can complete the agenda. That meeting will be planned to that will start at 7 p.m. I guess. The agenda will be shared shortly, soon as we find the table topic evaluator. So with that, over to you, Toastmaster Heba.
Okay, since all the announcements have been made, I declare the meeting adjourned.
Okay, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. See you all next week.